good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. We're on episode 32. I have done 32 of these Me First Mornings, and I have loved every single minute of it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your comments. If you're here watching live, say hello. If you're watching on the replay, say hashtag replay and let me know that you're here. I just had someone pop on. I'm going to guess it's my mom who just texted me asking me whether or not I was on yet because I was 2 minutes behind. Moms never stop being moms, people. And there's nothing wrong with that. As a fellow mom, I can relate. I will be texting my own children saying, why aren't you on time when the time comes? Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, so welcome. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson. I am the host of a show called Soul Seekers TV. I'm an intuitive coach and an energy healer, and I help people release old patterns through coaching and energy work, and together we create new and aligned steps towards personal and professional success. Sorry, let me just turn my phone off so we are not interrupted because we are entering sacred space. But as I said yesterday, everything is sacred. And it is up to us to honor that space. So I have a fun piece of information. I was going to say a fun thing to tell you, a fun dream, I was going to say. But actually the dream itself was kind of disjointed and not fun. But I ended up with a name that came up for me. And that is what prompted me to talk about signs today a little bit. And so I'm going to share with you, message that I received and how I put things together usually when I'm looking at signs. So let's get started together today first. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to first light our candles. So if you have a candle to set sacred space, that's great. You can do that now. You don't have to feel obligated to if you don't have a candle close by, or if you're listening to me while you're at work or while walking outside, that's okay. You can actually, if you're walking outside and listening to me, then you can just imagine that the sun is sort of like beaming its light into you, and that is creating a beautiful glow around you. And if you can't light a candle, not because you're outside, but because of your situation, that's, whatever circumstances that you find yourself in that you can't light a candle or you can't find one, you can do that as well. Just imagine that the sun is beaming its beautiful light around you, and imagine a beautiful golden light all around you. The candle for me is just an easy, physical representation of light and setting the sacred space. There you are, Mom. Good morning. Okay, and I will be using some essential oils today. And I have a little bit of a headache kind of starting because the weather's a little odd here. It's been raining. It's not raining right now, but whenever I have a hint of a headache before it kicks in, I will usually have a coffee, and I will do peppermint and lavender. Yes, I am mixing both doTERRA and Young Living. Okay, because we're all one, people. We're all the same. It doesn't matter. It all works. Oh, yeah, that's going to feel good. That's going to feel good. That's going to set me right. And I like to do it at the edges of my hair. It also works as a serum to take away some of the frizz. Not that I have much frizz, but I dried my hair today. Okay. I actually showered for you guys this morning. I hope you appreciate that. It wasn't for you, it was for me. And my husband's off today, so I thought, maybe a shower is a good plan today. All right. So now that we've put some essential oils, we've lit our candle, let's do some deep breathing. And I like to grab my crystal spheres. It helps sort of get me connected to the powerful love and light of the universe, but you don't need it. If you want support, use whatever it is that you find helps you. Prayer hands is enough if that's something that works for you. Or you can just put when you're breathing, specifically just put your hands on your upper thighs, or on your thighs, doesn't have to be upper. And then you put them face down, or you can put them face up, or you can stick them, in a mudra, if that's something that you know how to do and comes easily. Bom dia, Clara! Bem-vinda aqui ao Me First Mornings. Me First Mornings. Eu primeira. I don't know in Portuguese how I would say that. I mean, not that I don't know how to say, that, but Clara, diz-me em português como é que se diz Me First Mornings, para eu saber para os portugueses, okay? And there's an acronym there. That's a whole other thing, but I'm not translating Me First Mornings into Portuguese just yet. Okay, so get yourself ready for your deep breathing. We're going to do 3 deep breaths. We're going to, with the first deep breath, actually with each deep breath that we take in, we are going to imagine the love and the light and the beauty and all of the goodness, especially oxygen, entering into our body and filling every single cell, permeating our cells, infusing us with the love and light and goodness that God granted us, okay? And then we're going to hold our breath for 5 seconds, and as we hold it, we're going to, allow everything to permeate and that energy to break up any stagnant energy that might be stuck, any like heaviness that you're feeling in your body. And then when you exhale, you're going to release that heaviness. You're going to release anything that doesn't serve you. Okay, so let's take a deep breath together. And release. If you can, plant your feet on the ground so you can feel the earth underneath you. All right, and we're going to take a deep breath in once again. And as you hold your breath, you're going to imagine all of the love and light and goodness permeating your cells, traveling to every single part of your body and breaking up any stuck energy. And then as you breathe out, you release anything that doesn't serve you. All right, let's take one last big deep breath together. Ok, thank you. A minha primeira manhã não é bem isso, porque não é a primeira manhã, é pôr a pessoa primeiro, right? Like, eu sou a primeira pessoa com quem eu vou tratar, like eu vou tratar de mim primeiro. So, I don't know, help me come up with a Portuguese translation for that, because that would be cool. It's been so long, although I'm fluent in Portuguese, and I, read and write it. It's just been so long since I've spoken it, and certainly the spiritual vocabulary and the personal development vocabulary that I've used and developed over the last few years, certainly after the last 4 or 5 years that I've been in this business, is different when I think about it in Portuguese, because that's not conversations that I have with people normally in Portuguese. I don't normally talk about the expanding universe and, the growth of humanity. It's not conversations I normally have in Portuguese, so I got to work on that. Okay, so we did our deep breathing. Feel free to do some stretching. Oh my God, I totally needed a stretch this morning. My back's like, thank you. So do some stretching. And you shake it out. Shake it out. And now we're going to say our morning prayer, our Me First morning prayer. Okay, sorry, I was in the face. So as I have said before, if this, if it doesn't apply to you, that's okay. You can say your own prayer. You can just sit in meditative space. Okay, so here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light. Allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that do not serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you. So be it. And so it is. That feels so good. Primeiro eu. Primeiro eu, Mom. Yeah, primeiro eu. Yeah, I guess. Primeiro eu. Amanhã. Like, then work in the morning. Work in, like, how you do the morning part. Like, eu sou primeira na manhã. I don't know. I'm telling you. I can't figure it out. But first, before I pull a card, because we know we're all pulling cards, and I'm going to pull from this deck today because it's connected to, my dream last night. I want to share something very exciting with you guys. I have become an ordained minister. Look at this, Universal Life Church Ministries, okay? I have credentials. I can perform weddings and baptisms, and I think I mentioned it on Me First Morning before, but it's official now. I have my credentials. So there we go. Oh, I have been ordained. You can now call me Reverend Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson. That's hilarious to me. And at the same time, my grandmothers are in heaven right now, and they are just like going, I don't even know how this happened. Although my Vajakina knew that this could happen because she always said that I deserve to be, that I should be on a pulpit because I was usually giving sermons. That's what my Val used to say. And she was right. I do like to give sermons, hence Me First Mornings. And I have no problem talking for 30 minutes. So I had this dream last night, and I don't remember much about it. It was a lot of kind of chaotic things going on, and I'm sure it was my brain just working things out. But I remember that one like character in my dream, I was telling somebody, oh, we call him Paul the Venetian. And it stuck with me. And I was like, Paul the Venetian, where do I know that from? Paul the Venetian. So when I remembered that my Keepers of the Light deck has a Paul the Venetian card. So let me see if I can find it. Where is he? Paul the Venetian, where are you? There he is. Look at this. So here is Paul the Venetian, okay? And the card is Experiencing Grace. And it says, share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. I mean, it was so beautiful to wake up with that thought, like, Paul the Venetian is with me today for some reason. He was in my dream. And, I haven't put the pieces together because, like I said, I remember parts of it. I don't know how important it is to remember all of it. But I remember that in my head, I said, I have to look up Paul the Venetian because I know this is connected and this is a message for me. And that's why today I want to talk to you about, yes, it's a sign, when we get those little inspirations, when we have a dream. Oh, good morning, Reverend Patricia. Thank you, Lena. Blessed be, child. Blessed be. I'm not making fun. I do love blessing people because I think everybody should be blessed. I think everybody is blessed. But I can have fun with my new Reverend title. I think that's pretty funny. Okay, so I am going to pull another card because that Paul the Venetian card was for me. But here's what I want to tell you. We get whispers all the time. We get like little feelings. If you look at a bird, right, which has happened to me, if you look at a bird and you're like, that's my grandmother, then it's your grandmother. It is the message that you needed to hear. If you get like a little message and, just a little like, everything's going to be okay, that's your message. Everything's going to be okay. Those encouraging, loving messages, those signs that give you encouragement, that make you feel good, those are from God. I don't care what anybody says, right? And yeah, you can think, well, you're just making that up. Who cares? Honest to God, who cares if I'm making up the fact that Paul the Venetian came to me in my dream? If it makes me feel good, if it's the message I needed to hear, who cares? Who cares if it's real? Who cares if I need evidence? The only evidence that I need is how I feel. The only evidence that you ever need in your life is how something makes you feel. And if something makes you feel bad, it's not for you. And if something makes you feel good, it's for you. And that seems like it's really simplified, and it is because there are layers and layers and layers of stuff. But, we get to choose who we want to be each day. We get to choose how we want to show up in our lives. And you You can be in your life someone who questions everything or doubts everything or has anxiety about everything. And let me tell you, you can have anxiety about everything and also have tremendous faith, because, it's a fine line that we all walk. I have a lot of anxiety, right? But it is my faith and my trust in the process, in my divine guidance, that gets me through those moments of anxiety, that gets me through those moments of overwhelm, that gets me through those moments of depression, right? It's what keeps me here, living and breathing on this planet when things get really, really hard, right? Whatever gets you through is what you need. And I talk about that a lot because I truly believe that, we need to stop judging other people's coping mechanisms. We need to stop judging other people's life paths or processes. We have no idea what's going on in someone else's life. Literally no clue. There's people who you might be super close to. It could be a sibling. It could be your best friend. It could be, your spouse. And there could be things going on in their heart that you have no idea about. And it's not because they're hiding. It's not because they're being, deceiving. It's because they're not prepared to either, bring it out into the open. They're not prepared to deal with it on their own. With somebody else. They're not prepared to face it, or they're struggling with it and they want to kind of work it out before they share it with you. We have no idea what goes on in the hearts and the minds of anyone except for our own. And even with our children, who we know so well, right? Like, as a mom, I look at my children and, very often I'm like, I know them better than they know themselves. And, I can joke about that and say that. But the truth is that I only know what I know, right? You only know what you know because you don't know what you don't know. And that sounds kind of dumb, but it's true. It's, again, it seems very simplified, and it is. It's a simplified version of that, and with, very unique and actual situations. I'm happy to talk you through something if you need support, because sometimes we need little reminders that, as much as we think we know other people, as much as we think we know what path they should take or what's best for them, even for those people that we love, it is not up to us to intervene on their path, right? We give love, support, we can give guidance, we can give suggestions, and we can hold space for them, but we can't take away their experience, and we don't actually know what's best for their growth. Only God knows. Really, that's the truth. So let's see, what's the message that the angels want to share with us today? Because I feel the angels really strongly today. I do. That's my story, and it's me first morning, so I'm sticking to it. All right, let's go. One more. I feel one more. And there we go. Oh my God, okay. All right. The Shekinah, the sacred self. Come on, people. We just talked about it yesterday. This is amazing. That's why I say, come on, people. I'm like, come on. It's so obvious that we get signs. It's like, I can't even deny it that I get signs and confirmation that I'm on the right path. When yesterday I said I got this, divine epiphany that told me everything in life is sacred. And today I pull the sacred self card. Come on. And look at that. So beautiful. And there's, look, there's like a peace dove. It looks like a peace dove. And the peace dove has a Merkaba. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but this is what a Merkaba looks like. And it's sacred geometry. Merkaba is so cool, okay? Look it up. Look up the Merkaba. Menage Minge. Ooh, I think that's it, Mom. Menage Minge. I like that. I really like that. I can't use it as an acronym in the same way, but I really like that. All right, so the Sacred Self card is all about unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. Holy, like if this isn't everything that I have been sharing with you guys, right? And here's the thing, we don't have to find a niche to express our gifts in, right? It's like, I need to express my gifts, therefore I need to become a famous, film and television star, or I need to become, a neuroscientist, the best neuroscientist that exists, or I need to become, obviously that's not my dream. Whatever it is that we have these ideas of who we need to become, of who we need to be, and what that looks like. But the truth is that each and every day and each and every moment is an opportunity for us to share our gifts, whatever those gifts are. The way that you look at the world is your gift. The way that you move through the world is your gift, and you can share it in each and every moment, and you can make every moment sacred, as I mentioned yesterday. And this is the answer to the sacred rhythm of life. So I think I've talked about this on the show before, that, now when I brush my teeth, especially at night, not always in the morning because it's a little bit more rushed, but at night, I use like an electric toothbrush. And recently, because I've been trying to make every moment sacred and every, opportunity to sort of stay grounded and connected to my spiritual self, that when I'm brushing my teeth, I listen to the rhythm of the electric toothbrush, and I allow a song to kind of pop into my head. And so I start like kind of moving and grooving and dancing as I brush my teeth, right? Dancing to the sacred rhythm of life, right? Because you can hear music if you allow yourself to. Everything is music. The birds chirping every morning. I can't tell you, since I had that epiphany of like everything is sacred, I'm telling you, the birds are waking me up in the morning. It is no joke. They chirp louder. Now, of course, it's spring, so they're probably chirping louder because it's like, the time for them to find their mates and like build their nests and all that stuff. But I don't think it's a coincidence that I have noticed it more this year when I made the decision that every day and everything is sacred. So you are in relationship with the world. You are in relationship with your life. You are in relationship with your gifts in each and every moment. And those gifts are sacred. They are our mission here on this planet. And you don't need to have a platform of 3 million people listening to you as an influencer for your gifts to matter. All you need is to connect with those gifts and allow them to come through you with the people that you're with every single day. And even if you're not with people, with yourself, allow your gifts to give you what you need each and every day. That is the gift, right? That is the mission. We have been given this sacred space, right? This sacred planet, this sacred physical container to walk through the planet in. And we have been given such beautiful gifts. And, the birds singing are a gift. The trees growing, they are a gift, providing shade, providing oxygen, right? The flowers and the bees and everything is so integrated. Everything is sacred. And if you acknowledge that and you look at that and you really embody that in each and every moment as much as possible, look, you're going to have rough moments. And you should not feel guilty or ashamed for that. Each one of us have, challenges in our life that we need to face. And I actually had a conversation with my kids today because, they were heading off to school, and school is hard this year. Like with the pandemic and with online learning and hybrid and all the stuff that's going on. And, I'm sure for those of you who are on total lockdown and kids are at school and online every single day, it's hard. It's hard, and the challenge for each of us is, how am I going to show up for this challenge in my life? Because we're not going to go through a life with absolutely no challenges, even if you are the most enlightened person on the planet. Even the Dalai Lama has challenges, and maybe more than most that we have no idea about. He just has different tools and strategies with which to face them, right? And can probably get to those tools faster than us because of his enlightenment. But it's not like, boom, he feels amazing all day, every day, like with no shakiness. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that he's still human, living a human existence. So he may hear something that kind of shakes him, but he has the tools to immediately apply to the situation so that he can face the challenge with grace. He can face the challenge the way the Dalai Lama would face the challenge. Now, you and I are not the Dalai Lama. We are just regular people living this regular life. And so we have to learn, how do we want to show up for ourselves in these challenges? How do I want to face this obstacle that I'm faced with right now? Who do I want to be? Do I want to face this with grace, with compassion, with, maybe with fire? Maybe the particular challenge you are facing is with fire. My mom's saying Jesus had challenges. Hell yeah, Jesus had more challenges than anybody. They hated that guy, and he had a moment where, and I think we talked about this on a Me First Morning, where he went into the temple and thought that it wasn't being, that they weren't treating the temple with the sacredness that it deserved. And he lost his temper and threw the tables. And, I don't actually know what really happened. We know the account of what happened, but he lost his temper. And that was Jesus. So if Jesus can lose his temper, so can you, ladies and gentlemen. And you can too. But how do you come back from that? How do you recenter yourself to connect with the person who you want to become, right? Yes, in that moment, Jesus was like, I've had enough, and you guys need to be told that you've reached the limit of, compassion or whatever here. And it wasn't the limit of compassion, but he's like, I've had enough from you, and I need to tell you to stop, right? And we're going to have those moments too, where people push our boundaries and they push us up against the wall, and we need to fight back, and we need to advocate for ourselves, and we need to advocate for others, right? That's all a part of being a spiritual being on this planet, right? Because, sometimes you need things to push up against in order to grow. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do not feel guilty. Do not feel ashamed. Feel whatever you need to feel. And then, if you're not, happy with your reaction, or if you feel like you could have, addressed it in a different way, there's always another opportunity, because there's always another challenge. And you can reflect on it and say, you know what, I really wasn't all that keen on how I did this. It didn't go in the way that I had hoped. I didn't get the, the end result that I wanted. And that doesn't mean what you did was wrong, but, you're allowed to reflect and then change how you approach it the next time you face the same challenge. Because guess what? If it is something that you haven't healed, it's going to come up over and over again. And when it comes up again, you have another opportunity to try and face it in a different way that is more aligned with who you are, that will bring you to another level of your own personal expansion and growth. And that is important. We need to move through the world in a way that we feel good. And when you don't feel good, don't feel bad. When you don't feel good, don't feel bad. When you don't feel good, don't guilt yourself or shame yourself and say, like, I should have handled that differently. Although that may be the case and you feel like I could have handled that differently, next time, reframe it so that, next time I'm going to make a different choice, because that choice didn't feel good to me, right? That choice did not make me feel connected to my higher self, did not make me feel connected to spirit or God, right? And you always will have another opportunity to shift that. So I feel like we kind of got off track with the whole signs thing, but what I'm trying to tell you is that you are always being, dropped little breadcrumbs along your path. And if you pay attention to those signs, you will see the encouragement that you get from, the invisible forces that surround us all the time. Whatever invisible forces that you believe in, right? Whether it's, God, the creator, Mother Earth, angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your higher self. Maybe you just believe in like a higher, more intelligent version of yourself, and you don't believe in all the, fairies and unicorns and all that crap. Not that I'm trying to put, those beliefs all together, but some people do look at it that way, and that's okay if that's the case. Even if you just believe that you have a more intelligent version of yourself that can speak to you, well then that version of you is also able to have a say in how you conduct your life. So connect to that higher self, that higher intelligence, whatever it is, and move through the world in a way that makes you feel that you are living in integrity with who you are. And when you are moving through the world in a way that makes you feel like you are in integrity with yourself, right? Which means like your values, your perspective, your experience, all of those things connected, like how you see the world, and you make your choices from a place of wholeness, like this feels like the best decision for me at this time based on the information that I have, and all of your decisions come from that loving place, then you can't go wrong. Even if things don't go right, according to whether it's external perception or your own expectations, you're still on the right path. You cannot make a mistake when you are connected to your inner self. Okay, so that is my message for today. I will be back tomorrow, although I may be late, but I will announce it if the time is going to change because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Not for me, it doesn't matter. And everything's okay. So I will see you tomorrow, most definitely, at some point. Thank you so much for joining me for Me First Mornings. I truly, truly love you. I love all of you, good, bad, and ugly. All of it is a gift on this planet. Thank you for being you. I'll see you soon. Bye.